Hello friends, it's me again. Hope you are well.
Hey man.
If you are new here, I'm Daz. I make videos every Monday and Thursday on the funny side of life with anxiety and depression. And today, little Daz is not with me because he's having a nap, because he's a child basically.
Hey.
And that allows me to conveniently shoehorn in a subject that the kids are into, TikTok. And more importantly, TikTok being banned.
What?
So what's happening? What's going on? Why is it being banned? Well, there's been a lot of controversy. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of stuff going around and filling up your news feeds around how TikTok and the company that owns TikTok has been allegedly collecting and sharing information on users with the Chinese government. And obviously, that's not a good thing. The sharing of any private data with anyone is never good.
No, sir, I don't like it.
It's quite a controversial thing. India has already banned TikTok. A number of countries also are looking at it. And so there's a big panic, a big paranoia almost around national security and the whole big thing around data and privacy and all that sort of stuff. It's almost kind of like an Ed Snowden thing again, but it's amazing how all of this has come out of this app. In reality, is there for kids to sort of dance on. It just seems like crazy how this simple, relatively innocent app is almost taking down the whole world. But what we're addressing here today is whether TikTok being banned is a good or bad thing for your anxiety. And why is that even a question? So let's look at a few things and see if we can come to a conclusion.
The revolution has begun.
One of the things like most social media apps is that it's very, very addictive. Like here on YouTube, you can lose hours of your life just looking at videos of people doing strange dances and impressions or lip syncing to film clips. All manner of things that are really entertaining, simple, harmless, but it's there.
Ooh, what does this button do?
It can be very addictive, particularly for kids if they're just there watching it and just getting addicted and watch. It can take up a lot of their time when they perhaps should be doing homework. Jamie and Charlotte.
Ooh.
And again, on the same way as other social media platforms, there can be a natural feeling of comparing ourselves with other people in a negative way.
Oh, I'm not as good as that. That person's much better at that thing than me. They're better looking than me. They can sing better.
And it's really easy to get into that habit and that real negative behaviour of comparing ourselves with other people, and particularly younger people who are much more prone to feelings of sort of judgment and being judged, and therefore sort of being quite hard on themselves, feeling they're not as good as these other people.
This ends now.
And so the effect on your mental health, anxiety and even depression can be quite powerful, and the effect can be a really negatively downward spiral of feelings on you.
That's ridiculous.
Yet another thing that's exactly the same as any social media. It's very easy to get completely hung up and just obsessed with and focus only on the amount of followers you've got or the amount of likes. And particularly on something like TikTok, where it seems to be a lot easier to blow up quickly on there and get a lot of likes or a lot of followers very, very quickly.
All right.
Possibly more than other social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube. Definitely YouTube. It's a grind, I'll tell you. That self-judgment of I'm perhaps not as good as them because they've got this many followers and this many likes on their video. It's a real dangerous thing that can really affect you. And just judging ourselves on the number of followers, a number of likes on something, and trying to get that external validation when really it's not going to come from an external source. It's got to come from within.
It's funny because it's true.
And that negative effect of looking at other people's followers and likes, etc., can really lead to jealousy and almost hate towards other people. Because if someone's really, really frustrated and just really getting upset and anxious about the number of followers, they can start to then project those negative feelings on the other person. Again, that's just a very, very, very unhealthy way to be.
That happens.
Now, if you are struggling with any degree of anxiety or depression, then I definitely recommend you check out BetterHelp. It's an online service and they offer one-to-one counselling, and if you put in the code DAZHANDS, you'll get 10% off. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. So that was a lot of the negative aspects of TikTok, and I think they're pretty much known, as I said before, across most areas of social media. But are there really any positive sides to TikTok? And more importantly, are there any positive sides that can help with your anxiety?
I don't know.
Now, I'm a big proponent of using a creative outlet when it comes to mental health issues. We're just creating something, whether it's drawing, singing, dancing, anything, as an outlet for those emotions and thoughts, so they're not inside your head, so you can just get them out of you.
Okay.
But just creating something and putting those emotions and feelings onto something and creating is such a powerful thing. It helps me. Doing this channel is my creative outlet, and it really, really helps me a lot.
Are you sure?
And I've seen a number of people using a creative outlet in such amazing, powerful, positive ways, whether that's sewing or knitting or general crafting, painting, poetry, blogging, anything just to get emotions out and push them into something else, because those emotions that we have and those feelings and that energy is powerful, and it's so powerful it can push us down a really negative road or down a real sort of dark and horrible tunnel. If we can take those emotions and push them into something positive and pushing them into something that is an outlet, the end result is often so great, and it really does help.
Good. Mighty good.
So, an app like TikTok, because its barrier to entry is so low, there's no cost, they're very, very, very short videos, there's no preconception of what's needed, it's an easy way in. I think the ability to use that as a creative outlet, if you have got anxiety or depression, is massive.
Giggity.
And I've seen so many people that I know that are struggling with a number of different issues have gone onto the app and have done various things, and they feel it's really, helpful, because they are, again, creating something, albeit a little funny few second sketch or lip syncing or just something which most people would normally think of as just a bit stupid, but it is an outlet. It's a creative outlet that they're doing.
Sweet.
And it's helping them, and it's funny as well, and it's enjoyable, and other people watch it. It's that outlet for them which is really, really powerful. And as I said, it's such an easy way to do something, because there's no big planning or editing needed like on YouTube. It's just pick up your phone, press record, and do the thing. And that ease of doing it, I think, is one of the most powerful things, because there's nothing really to stop you from doing it if you want to create something. And so it's a really, really good place to unleash those creative mind bullets, whatever that is, onto the world and get them out of you.
Okay.
Now, I really don't think that being on TikTok is the way to be validated for being worthy in the world and for being enough, because no amount of external validation will ever really make you happy, truly. But if that validation from being on TikTok can increase your self-esteem by just a fraction and just move you in the direction to being happy, then I have to bow down to it. I have to say fair play, all respect, because yes, it's not external validation that you should be really seeking for that inner happiness, but really, fuck it, whatever it takes.
Wait, what?
If doing something like that just gives you that nudge of extra self-esteem, so you start to feel better about yourself, then why not? Really, why not?
Do you reckon you'd be interested?
Often we're so focused on the detail and what's right and wrong, where sometimes you've got to step back and look at the bigger picture and what's for the greater good. And if by doing something that's generally considered not the best, but ultimately is pushing you in the right direction for gaining a bit more self-esteem and gaining a bit more inner happiness, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. And really, I think that sums up the positive effect of TikTok over the negative effects.
Are you sure?
I think they at least balance out, maybe even outweigh the negative effects, particularly when it comes to anxiety and depression and using it for a creative outlet. And so I think that if TikTok does get banned and ultimately disappears, we'll actually be losing a valuable resource to those with anxiety, depression and other mental health conditions that they could use to express themselves creatively in the world and therefore help reduce that kind of mind fog that perhaps they're going through.
Ooh, loneliness.
And so the question, will Charli D'Amelio and the other stars have a massive anxiety crisis over TikTok being banned?
I don't know. Not psychic, man.
Possibly, but in no time at all, I'm sure there'll be something else coming along to jump into the very, very large shoes that TikTok has left, or they'll do exactly the same as all the Viners did when that shut down and come over to YouTube. Shit. Not again. Now let me know in the comments your thoughts on TikTok being banned. Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Don't care at all? If you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe down here. It would mean the world to me. And also check out my other video up here. And remember, do not take life too seriously, because there is enough ridiculous shit in the world, and you can watch some of it on TikTok to have a laugh at. See you next time. Bye.